Hey everybody! So we got 0 watchers because I just hit go live. Everybody's going, oh, 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 I had to reconnect there for a minute. I hope that didn't cause y'all to lose anything. Alright, so the big question is, do they have holes? No holes in that one. No holes in that one. They said that this one would not stay blowed up, but it doesn't seem to have a problem. The twin size mattress, no problem. Rapid Riders, no problem. No problem. But some of these have definitely been used. And this is strictly a case, I did not know people did this, of buying a flotation device, taking it to the river, using it all day, folding it back up, putting it in the box, and taking it to Walmart and telling them that they don't want it anymore because it won't stay blowed up or it's damaged or something isn't right about it. I want you to look. There's mildew on this one. They literally got back to the house and didn't even let it dry before they folded it up to put it in the box to return it. This one here still has the sand on it from the beach. I'm amazed. You can tell that this was used. At least they were kind enough to dry it. I mean, look at the dirt in there. They used this. So anyway, so we are taking these and we are holding them up and we're pricing them. Pricing them is hard as well. So another thing to know about pallet liquidations is if you buy like seasonal materials that's out of what do you call it, out of date, like they're not selling floats right now because the season's over. Everything says out of stock, so I'm having to lend myself over to eBay and other stores selling the same piece of equipment, you might say, and guesstimate on the price. The barcode, oh, by the way, Walmart has a barcode app. They have an app, and it has a little barcode. You press the barcode, and you take a picture of the barcode, and it tells you exactly how much their merchandise costs. This one here, I'm really excited about, and I want this one to look as neat as possible, because look at me, Mike. This is our most expensive piece of blow-up, okay? So my son paid $75 for one of these. I don't know what this one sells for, but I bet it sells for a good piece of money. So we might get $50 or $45 for that, and that would be good money for us. So I want you to try to neaten up the box. If that means cutting the tape and not tearing it like you were just doing right here on the corner, see this? Yeah. Get some scissors, okay? And let's take this one and let's lay it out a little bit more and let more of the air get out of it so that you can. So I haven't scanned that one yet, but I just remember that when Philip wanted to do this on his dad's boat, and it was really fun. I did put a video on Facebook of me riding one of those things. I remember him fussing because he had to pay $75 for it. Prices may have went down now. I don't know. It may not be as good a brand as the one he's bought. There's no telling. But what I did promise you is that I would take notes. So, my chicken scratch. But we have wrote down every item, except for the ones that's been trashed. And some of them, like, we went to write them, and then we realized we were going to have to trash them. On the boxes, we have inspected them, and we've wrote what's wrong with them. And we literally got one box where somebody wanted a more expensive elbow sleeve, So they took the sleeve out of this box that was a cheapie and put it in the more expensive one, and then took the expensive one and put it in the cheapie, and then paid for the cheapie. Um, so a lot of this is actually customer scams. A lot of return merchandise is just customer scams. I have no idea. That's what I get for being so blasted honest. I didn't know. I just didn't know that people were like this. But anyway, so when I wrote down everything except for we found these three pieces here, we found them over and behind, so I've got to do them. So we figured up that we paid $350, I think it was, for hours. $350 and $650, I think. Let me see. $650 and $350. So that, no, we must have paid $450. We paid $450 and $650 because I paid $1,100 and some odd dollars. I've got my receipt somewhere. So anyway, so we paid $450 and $350 for our two pallets, and the $450 pallet one, when I did the math yesterday on everything that's on here except for the garbage and those three items and the circuit that we still have at the house and the two guns. So because Steve's got to check those out, he's got to put BB pellets in there and make sure that they work and whatnot. And so we have two guns that are a possible moneymaker, although one of them is missing a scope, and he found out that it does not have steel sights on it. So basically, there's nothing to sight with when you're shooting with it without the scope. So that's a big hindrance, not having a scope. But we still might manage to sell it for a portion of its money if it works, which it probably does. Probably somebody broke their scope. I would have never dreamed this before, but probably somebody broke their scope, went and bought them a new one, took the scope out, put it on theirs, returned that one and said the scope was missing. I just didn't know people did this. So anyway, so we've got two BB guns, the circuit, which is a cutter, and one lady chewed me out for wanting more than $50 for it, $75, $50 or $75 for it. She sent me a long letter, and she told me that how dare I want to get a good price for that one. And we'd already had it checked out, so we already knew that it worked. It was just that it makes weird noises when you use it, and it was making weird noises. They took it back. And she chewed me out and sent me a very hateful letter and told me that by the end of the year they would be on sale for $79, and that how dare I want more than, like, $50 or something. And actually brought up my soaping, that I was a respected person that she'd always trusted and respected, and how dare I asked $200 for that, but it's normally $300, and so we thought, well, $200 since it works perfectly, but we decided yesterday that we might keep it for using to make shirts and things for the store and everything. And so that's what I told you yesterday. But then after I talked to you about it, I got this email because the day before she had asked for a price. I didn't respond. I was like, can't say nothing good, just don't say nothing at all. So I chose that route. So anyway, I'm doing this series because I'm trying to help other people with, can you make money off of this? Because it really intrigued me. This really intrigues me. I used to buy mini storages for a living. I owned a junk store, and I bought mini storages before buying mini storages was cool. And I used to spend about 6,000 or more dollars a month going and buying mini storages. But we could buy a whole house for $700. Now you'd pay several $1,000s for that same bin, because everybody got to finding out about it, so everybody started showing up. And but we'd already gotten out of it by then, so it didn't phase us. We had a really good time making money, but it was so much work. It was just so much work that we just got tired of working that hard, loading up everything out of those mini storages and trying to get it back, and then trying to unload it, and then trying to stock it. It was just more than we could do. But a pallet business, I thought, pallet liquidations, that wouldn't be so bad on the heavy lift thing, and maybe it's something I could do as a second business. But also, let's just see, can we make money doing it? So that's what I'm up to, and I'm having fun. I'm having fun. So I figured out last night, at half price, which I don't think it's fair to charge more than half price for most of this stuff. The Singer sewing machine, I put a price on it of $60. It sells for $115. I'm not a Singer sewing machine person. If I have the opportunity, I'm gonna have somebody check it out. But for right now, I'm saying the thing said that it stopped working, and a sewing machine don't just stop working. So possibly they did something wrong. Possibly a person that understands sewing machines will be able to get it right working. So what we're doing is we put $60 on it. It was $115 new, and we're putting a 10-day return policy on that. That's the only item that you can bring back if you can't make it work. And then later I may take it, and if we don't sell it, and have my mom try to check it out. But anyway, so what are we doing, kitty? Huh? You don't know, but it's just aggravating, is it? Is it aggravating? There you go. There, you got a little loving. I hope y'all can see that. I hope I had the camera right. But anyway, so I was at $411. Okay? Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Oh my gosh, I can send pictures during the video? I didn't know you could do that. Well, let me turn that. I don't know how to make that leave the screen. I've got these pictures running across, or a picture of these things running across the screen, and I haven't the foggiest notion how to make it go away. I don't even know how I did it. Let's see. I don't know. So anyway, so I don't think it's fair to sell merchandise that's been through the puppy mill, you might say, for more than half price, roughly. There's a couple of pieces, like that blow-up thing, I know that it's good. And I think somebody said that the air might come out of those things if weight was on them. But I did some research, and if you blow it up and it stays blowed up on its own without becoming soft in any way, for the amount of hours that I left it, I think it was for like overnight, all day and overnight, that it's good. And even sitting on it's not going to make a difference. So that's why we just blowed them up and left them long term, is because that is how you tell if they're good. And we had, how many of them? We had 2, right, that drifted. Yeah. We had 2 that got soft. So we knew that those were soft. Now, I weren't live I don't know what that means. It says, hi, Kim. I watched all the blowing. Yeah. Hi, Kim. I watched all the blowing up of water devices yesterday, but you weren't live. I don't know what that means because we went live yesterday, and that's how when we blowed those up. So I'm not sure what that means that we weren't live because we were. All right. When we spend our money with good souls like yourself, we vote to keep you in business. She is free to take her vote elsewhere. There you go. There you go. The free market allows her to not buy from you. That's right. That's right. Forget her. That was inappropriate. I'm going to post, I like that, oh brother. I'm going to post yeah, here it is. It might not stay up when it was in water, but we did investigate that. And as long as it, it's true that it will hold some air and wouldn't go flat, but it will start to go soft in this many hours. If, in any case, I wish I knew how to make these pictures disappear. I'm curious even as to what is in the picture. It looks like it's, oh, I'm rotating device. I thought, well, if I sent you one of them, maybe it'd go away, but I'm not 100% sure what I think it's the thumbnail for the picture. It is. It's the thumbnail for the picture. I'm going to hit normal. See, no, that don't do nothing either. I don't know. Okay. Can't make it go away. Don't know how I made it come up. So it's the thumbnail for this video that the program takes. But oh, there it went. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Oh, you watched it when we weren't live. There we go. She watched the replay. Sorry. Okay. So anyway, so we were at $411 whenever we did our no, $448, I think it was, or $411. It was late last night when I figured it out. And we still haven't added the circuit to it, the BB guns to it, and these blow up devices to it. And a lot of these blow up devices, it's out of season. So we're hoping that we will get somebody that wants to purchase one of these, but we don't know for sure. It is out of season. So basically, if we don't sell the blow-up devices, we can't make any money. And that's, of course, if we do sell the other merchandise. We have to sell all the other merchandise to be able to make money. But that merchandise is at least not that seasonal, where this is very seasonal. So that's a little hint there. Watch about buying things that people just don't buy except for a certain season of the year. And when you're cost breaking. Now, another thing I wanted to talk to y'all about in case you were thinking about doing this, I'd love to hear from any of you that do this already, is we bought a very rough, uncensored, hey everybody, we bought a rough, uncensored, unfiltered pallet. And I started watching some of the other, these YouTube videos where people were taking their pallet materials and opening them up. Nobody did a video like ours. Of course, it was us anyway, but nobody did a video where they literally did. Oh, I'm sorry you didn't get a notification. I'm glad you're in. Anyway, and so nobody is just literally getting a pallet shipped to them that I found there so far on YouTube, where they literally had great big boxes with little pieces in it, or got as much absolute totally for sure broken stuff, and I don't know, there's a mountain of cardboard in my front yard, and I see people walk up to their pallet and flip over the lid, and there's all this little loose stuff in there all neatly put in there, and that's not how Walmart palletizes it. When Walmart palletizes it, they're just throwing that stuff on them pallets and taking that plastic and putting it around it. And we had little Debbie boxes full of stuff, and you know, there's just no way that those people, somebody, some liquidation company didn't get the pallets, break them apart, halfway sort through the stuff, pull out the good stuff. Then they're probably like, you know, you can buy tractor trailer loads full of shelf pulls where it's guaranteed that it's factory sealed and everything's fine on it, or overrun stock. And I literally, this is my opinion, okay? This is my opinion of that bulk.com, because I've been watching videos on YouTube of people who have purchased a pallet from bulk.com, and it's spelled with a Q. It's got a Q in it. And they walk up to these pallets, and they take their little lid off, and they're like, I paid $300 for this pallet. And they got this manifest, and I have this manifest of everything that's in it, and it's just so nicely put in there, and it, you know, it's just so beautiful. Everything they pull out looks like it's never been opened, or it's lightly scuffed, and I'm like, this is not what I got. And I realized that a liquidator, whatever you call it, warehouse company, that they get all this merchandise in from all these different sources and directions, truckloads and auctions, they're making those pallets. That is what they're doing. They're making those pallets. They're breaking everything down, getting rid of the extra mountain of cardboard, the extra mountain of plastic, and they're just taking and inspecting the items, and then they're going, let's say they got 10 pallets in front of them, okay, give you one, and 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 they're going over here, okay, give you one, give you one, give you one. And I think some of the places, too, may break the pallet down, throw away all the trash and the garbage, but just put the good items that was in that pallet into another, you know, square box pallet that, and put a lid on it and sell it, and maybe throw a couple items from, you know, other bins and things in there to juice it up if it doesn't have enough stuff. But I think that's what people are buying when they're having it shipped to them, because you see this. There's this one guy, Franchise Kicks, I think is his name. Love the guy. He's so awesome. I've watched a lot of his videos. He brings the square pretty boxes into his office and sits them down. There we go. All right. Had a phone call. Anyway, he brings these pretty boxes in and sits them down to his office, and he pulls out one item at a time. Nothing. There's very little stuffing or packing. Just pretty little items all sitting in a box, you know. And he shows us, and he said, "Oh, I'm gonna put this on my Amazon and make $85." And $5, you know. And I'm thinking to myself, where did that pallet fall out of? The sky? You know? And it finally dawned on me after just keeping to watch videos, because we went to an actual liquidation center where they get truckloads of pallets that come from either, okay, it either comes from the actual, like, Walmart has a place they send all their returns, and so they're actually getting a load from there, or they went to a truckload auction and they bought a whole truckload of pallets, and it was brought and unloaded there, and it's just rough, raw pallet. They didn't have any kind of manifest, and they looked at me as if I was crazy when I said they should have manifests. They said, we get this by the truckload. Whatever's in there, that's what we get. We just buy it by the truckload. We don't know what's in the pallets. We just are told it's like general merchandise, or it's, you know, or it's Walmart, or it's Amazon. You know, we that's it. So where is these manifests coming from? I tell you, I think these manifests are being created by the liquidation companies, because liquidation companies are getting all this stuff in, and they are making up these manifests as they put things in these pallets. And there's a possibility that that manifests are not created by Walmart or Amazon at the actual places where this stuff is put on pallets. But I'm going to check this out for us. I'm going to find out if the manifest comes actually from, like, follows the pallet, or if the liquidation centers that are taking things apart and rearranging them are making a manifest up to go with that pallet. And I think that's the question. I think that's how it happens. So for right now, I know there's for sure two kinds of pallets. There's liquidation center cleaned up pallets, and there's raw pallets. And what we have done is gotten a hold of raw pallets, and I think that we paid too much for them. I think that I think that Mr. Chappy has no idea what's in those pallets, and he just looks at it and says, "Oh, put $4.50 on that one. Put $6. Oh, that's tall. Put $6.50 on it. They'll pay $6.50 for that. Look how tall it is." And I think he's just doing that, and he has no idea really for sure what's in there. He don't even know what he paid for that particular pallet, because he bought a whole truckload. So it's not like he had a price per pallet where, well, this one's high dollar and that one's sort of cheap stuff. He just gets them in, and he pays for a truckload. And let's say he paid $1,000 for that truckload, and let's say he paid $1,000 to have it shipped to him. And let's say there was 20 pallets in there, because you couldn't stack them on top. So I think 20 pallets would be a good guess as to what you could get into a transfer truck. Remember, I used to be a transfer truck driver's wife. And so I think you might could get 20 pallets in there. So that means he's paying, maybe 10. Maybe you could only get 10. But I think you might could get 15 to 20. Anyway, so he's not paying that much for these pallets. He's just looking at them and going, I paid $100 a piece for these. $700, $800, $450, $350. Drop that on them. They'll buy it, because that's what he told me. I said, "You don't have manifest anything." He goes, "Oh, they'll buy it." I said, "Well, we did the scan on this particular pallet. It was a whole bunch of heaters." And I said, when we did the piece count and we looked up each one of these heaters, they actually sell for less than what you've marked this pallet for. "Oh no, that's a $80 heater there." And I said, "No, that sells for $21.64 at Walmart." And he got his scanner out. He goes, "Well, these will sell. Don't have to worry about them. You don't have to buy them." He was being nice. He was like, "But they'll sell. Every one of those will sell. It's okay." He said, "You don't need one of those. Come over here. Let me show you something else." It's like, you've proved to me that I'm asking too much for this pallet, but somebody will buy it. Come on, I'll show you another one. So, and you can tell that Mr. Chappy has been a car salesman in his life. There's an air about car salesmen, and if you're a car salesman or a car salesman's wife, I apologize greatly, but a car salesman that's just been in it his whole life, they just have a certain way about them. And I always recognize a car salesman. And they usually love golf too. But anyway. And so this is where we're at this point. We're going to try to get our money back, or we're going to try to sell. But now we're going to try something different. So the next series, we are going to try maybe buying a pallet online and having it delivered to us. And also, I'm seriously considering finding out how much, if I can find an actual business to rent, a building that's cheap enough. I'm seriously thinking about trying to figure out where the truckload auctions are, and possibly buy a whole truckload of unfiltered pallets. I don't know. I don't know what will happen. Let's just see how fizzled out I get on trying to sell what I got, or if I sell it easy. We'll see how my mood stays. But anyway, I really do enjoy this kind of thing. I love it. So I'm late opening the store because I said I'm going to do this video without any interruptions. So I've had customers picking at me. We may have some outside waiting. And so I'm going to have to get off of here. But I think I've updated you. And how's it How's it going?
Good.
All right. So, are you letting me take pictures of all of them so I have pictures of them before you take them out of the air? You might want to re-blow that up because I'll have to get a picture of it. Huh?
I don't want to refill it up.
I know, but remember I told you I have to get a picture of each kind so that we can show the customer that we blowed it up and this is what it looks like. He's gonna kill me. Yeah. And he's gonna learn to listen. He goes, all right. That's your funny for the day. All right. Now let's see if there's any before I go. Let's see if you have a nice day. Later. Good luck. Oh, but yikes. If he is going to be worthy of your money, auctioning them off would be better for you to give up your hard-earned money. There you go. Oh, yeah, without manifest, he can, only guess at the price. That's right. Walmart has an associate store in Arkansas that is all returns. Really? I didn't know that. Morning, thank you. Definitely not like when you were buying the storage units. So someone has already gone through and covered the good stuff up, maybe. I only watched one pallet video before this by SAFIA, something I'm not going to pronounce, and it had a lot of junk in it too. Oh, okay, well, maybe I'll look up that channel name and watch their videos, because every video I've found has been so clean. Everything's so clean. Walmart DC, they don't even pack stuff for store delivery very good. Yeah. All right, I think. How much jewelry making stuff? I just got a few little things. Hey, would you go and open the doors and flip the sign?
Yes.
All right, thank you. I got to get back at it. There was another text message come in, so I got to rumble. Bye, y'all.